Hello, this is Debbie Drum, and this week we're going to be talking about selling high ticket versus selling low ticket products and which one is better, which one should you focus on, and let's clear up the confusion. Okay, so I've been marketing online since 2010, and the way that I learned how to make money online was actually to sell low ticket products. Okay, so when I first started, and it was kind of the norm to sell products that were in like the $7 range, $9 range, things like that, or prices like that. And that was a way where you can provide value to a wide group of people that were able to afford a $7 product or a $9 product, right? And that was a way to introduce you to that person, and in return that person would get on your list, and then you would be able to market them. And essentially, if you do publish books, then you're publishing low ticket products. Now, on Amazon especially, it's exceptionally low, whereas a lot of times you're publishing products that are 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99. And most people don't make a ton of money publishing those low ticket products. Now, it's only when you have a very high volume of people that you can reach and on a consistent basis, ongoing, where you can find yourself making a lot of money, right? Especially if you pick a good topic for your book, if you have such a solution to a problem that a lot of people have, and people are writing your reviews and they're recommending your book, and you can potentially sell thousands, hundreds of thousands, even 1 million copies of your low ticket book. And that's how you pretty much make it. What most people do, unfortunately, is they publish and they try to sell a book at a very, very low price, and they find themselves struggling to sell even at a very low price because maybe they just missed the mark, or maybe they just don't have that reach to get that audience that they're really after and looking for, right? They haven't made it in a sense, right? So they're still looking for how are they going to get this ongoing targeted traffic over and over and over and over again. Okay, so that's what. So the mentality behind selling a low ticket product is the masses. You want to appeal to as many people as possible. They're putting down $7. It's not a big commitment. And the idea is for you to get them on your list so that you can sell them more products later. You can tell them what you're doing. You can invite them to a Facebook group, whatever you want to do, because now you have them on your list. Okay, so that's the whole idea. Now, in order to make good money selling low ticket products, again, you need to either have the ability to reach a lot of people at once, right? And I'm talking about in the thousands, right? So they say, I don't know who says it, but a lot of people say it, that if you have 1,000 true fans, then you can make a full-time living online. Now, having 1,000 true fans doesn't mean that you have 1,000 subscribers on your email list. It means that you have definitely over 8,000 subscribers, 9,000, 10,000 and beyond on your email list. Because not everybody that you email, not everybody that signs up and buys your product is going to follow you forever. I mean, you wish that they would, and if your stuff is really, 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 really good, then you have a higher percentage chance that they will. But for the most part, you're out of that number of subscribers that you have, a certain percentage are going to open up your emails and buy your stuff and follow you, and a certain percentage won't. So it's all a numbers game, and that's why you want to always be increasing your subscriber list, because just because you have 1,000 people on your list, it doesn't mean that you're just set for life. It means that the higher percentage chance that more people are gonna see and do and what you'd like them to do and that is follow you, become a fan of yours, and buy your products. Okay, so sometimes I used to feel like I was at a slight disadvantage because from a very early on stage in my online marketing career, I was pretty much taught, and I became an expert in selling lower ticketed products, right? So maybe if I was taught at an early stage to sell higher ticketed products, I would be, maybe it would be a different path for me. But that's just where I started, and it's been very successful for me, and I'm happy with it, right? So you can't change the past, and that's how I learned. And I will say that you need the same skills to sell a low ticket product as you do with a high ticket product, okay? The skills have to be there, and we talk a lot about copywriting, we talk a lot about offers, especially in these Live with Debbie passive income with content. So pay attention there to this space, because we talk about these things that help you sell products. So at a certain point, when you get good at selling the lower ticketed products, you might want to consider going into selling products that are more expensive. And the better you are, and the more experienced you are, and the different offers that you have that justify that higher price, you will be able to do it. So now let's transition over to high ticket products and what you need to sell. And now, again, there are some coaches that say, don't ever sell low ticket products, because why would you want to sell low ticket products? Why would you want to sell, why you'd have to sell so many more low ticket products than to make the same amount of money as selling one person at a high ticket product price, right? So what's more, if it takes the same amount of skill and know-how, what's the difference? Well, it is a big difference, because the one thing that you really, really need, or a couple things that you really, really need to have to sell a high ticket product is, number one, if you're going to work on anything, let's say your dream goal is to sell a high ticket product. You want to sell $5,000 worth of packages, $5,000 packages all day long, every day. This is what you need to focus on and do and implement. Number one, you need proof, okay? You need proof that you've helped yourself and you've helped other people achieve whatever it is that you are promising. Without the proof, forget about it. You're pretty much not going to be able to sell packages, because you need, and the proof comes in the form of testimonials, specifically video testimonials of other people backing you up and saying, yes, this person has helped me do this, and they will help you too. This is how they helped. This is where I was before. This is where I am now. People genuinely saying that. Now, they're not always going to just automatically do those videos for you. excuse me, you need to reach out to people to get those testimonials. But if you have the proof and if you genuinely helped people, then you can sell these packages all day long, every day, okay? So please don't even try to do it if you do not have that social proof, that social backing. So that's the first thing that you need to concentrate on, okay? Have you done it for yourself? If so, have you helped others do it, and how have you helped others do it? Even if you helped others do it and they didn't pay you that $5,000, it's fine. Okay, so they could still make you a testimonial and still say how you helped them, but maybe you have some trial cases that you did to show that you can help people, but you did it on a trial basis because you wanted to get these testimonials, which is fine. Go on any website and they're selling a high ticket product, they have tons and tons and tons of people saying, yep, this person is the real deal. Okay? Even if you have nothing else but testimonials, you'll still sell. And then you have stories upon stories upon stories of how you helped other people. Okay? The second thing that I would really work on if you're going to be selling higher ticketed products is the actual offer itself. So what are you putting inside of this package that is going to make somebody say, oh my God, I need to have this because there's so much value and I'm having this problem, this problem, this problem, and this problem, and that person is giving me the solutions inside of their package to help me solve these problems. So that leads to knowing exactly what your audience needs for you to solve what exactly you're going to be putting in this package, because you know the specific problems, the biggest problems that your audience has, and you're putting it in the package to help them solve these major problems. Okay, so if you're offering something in your package that is so not what people need, right, at all, then nobody's going to buy it. Like, you have to make a priority list of, well, what are the top things that people need? It's that old kind of saying where if somebody's homeless, their first priority is getting shelter, right? Their first priority is not going to be getting into shape, right? So you have to kind of prioritize where you stand and where other people stand, and then and you kind of have to hit that mark. So the folks that aren't hitting that mark when they're trying to sell higher ticketed stuff is because they're missing the mark and they're not doing a good job at prioritizing what their target audience needs in a specific order. Okay? So that's where you talk about, making lists of solutions that you want to help people with, but going really, really in order and having the most important to the least important, and knowing that truth about your audience, right? Oh, okay. So the answer, while we're winding down here, the answer is, should you sell low ticket products or should you sell high ticket products? The answer is you should have a variety of all products at all different price ranges in your selection of products that you offer. Okay? Because not everybody is going to be ready to pay you $5,000. Not everybody is going to need your lower ticket. So you want to have a variety of packages that you can offer for people at different levels. Now, this is not going to happen for you overnight, right? But you want to think about how you can have a variety of packages for people at all different levels, and for people who are ready to take the next step with you and maybe go a little bit deeper, maybe go a little bit more personal, maybe go a little bit more one-on-one with you, that you can then charge more. And sometimes people need a little bit of a taste of you at a lower ticketed package, and then they're like, oh wow, I love this person, and now I'm ready to kind of go further and not so much pay the $5,000 right in the beginning, but maybe after a year they love you so much they're ready to do it, right? So you want a variety, and that's your answer, and you want to kind of get good. Now, if you're ready to go full steam ahead to high ticketed packages and you don't want to do low ticket, then don't. And vice versa. If you don't want to do high ticket and you have an audience, you have a reach where you can sell a ton of products at a low ticket price, you can do that, right? So let me give you an example of something that I do at times. I'm doing a live session next week for my passive income with content, and it's called Jumpstart 2019. And that I'm charging $27 for people to come into the live training, but there's no pitch. Okay, so it's not like a webinar where there's going to be a pitch at the end. There's no pitch, it's all content. So that's why I'm charging to get in, right? And if I can sell 100, 200, 300 of those, that's a pretty good time spent, right? For that live session. Now I'm happy to do that, right? So if I charge, I can charge whatever I want, but this is a $27 product. I consider that pretty low. With all the bonuses that I'm offering, it is worth way more than I'm charging. Yep, somebody asked, can I have the link to that? Absolutely. Can I find that really quick for you? Another bonus, so there's two bonuses. One of them is Jumpstart 2017. I did this back in 2017, and everything that I talked about applies to now. Like, even though it was a couple years ago, I re-listened to it, and it's really, really good stuff, and it's pretty evergreen. So I'm putting that in, as well as a new method that I developed to make the PDFs that you put out interactive, where you can actually help people engage with you and help people through any type of specific process without them having to print out anything. They can do it all digitally. It's a really cool method. So that's another bonus there as well. Thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you for joining me on the replay if you're on the replay. And thank you for subscribing, leaving me a comment, and giving this video a like on YouTube. All right, I'll see you next week on the next live session.